So I just saw the Fantastic Four First Steps, and I got a lot of thoughts. Now, the first reactions are already out there, so there's a little bit of a temperature of what you guys already kind of have an idea of how people feel about this film. I have to say, I really like this movie. I really do. I really do. I really do. Okay, so Fantastic Four, The First Steps. First of all, I said the first steps. I'm already geeked. I'm already excited about giving you this reaction. I'm getting the title of this movie all messed up. The Fantastic Four, First Steps. Number one, I am not giving you any spoilers. I mean, the review embargo has not been lifted, so I do not want to get in trouble by Marvel, Disney. I don't want them uh, giving me the boot and sending me back home after this video comes out. But I will say that this movie has me in so many different feelings. This is a film that I think so many people will appreciate. I mentioned this in my Superman reaction that comic book fans will like Superman. Not only will comic book fans like this film, but I think sci-fi nerds and sci-fi fans and like people in the science community will really appreciate this film. But even if you are just a casual fan of movies and a story around family, a story around relationships, a story around teamwork and just brotherhood, I think you'll appreciate this story. I really love the aesthetic of what the Fantastic Four First Steps brought to this the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One of the things that Marvel has had some opportunities on is the Marvelification of its universe. You get what I'm talking about? Like when the Marvel films have leaned a little bit too much into humor, they've leaned too much into these quips, into these one-liners and trying to be too funny. And this film had none of that. Now, don't get me wrong, there's humor. There's moments where we actually have some of that, but it wasn't too overbearing. It wasn't where the plot or it wasn't a situation where the script relied on those moments to entertain you, if you get what I'm saying. It was a very substantive story. It was a story that actually was rich and filled with texture and a plot-driven story to where you didn't need those quips. You didn't need those one-liners to, in fact, keep the audience stimulated, and that's what I really respected and really liked about this film. I will say Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, is the strongest performer in this film. She gives one of, and I'm not exaggerating here. I am not. This is not hyperbolic, a hyperbolic statement that I'm giving. This is unedited, by the way. I am not editing this video because I'm putting this video together on my phone camera from my hotel room. So I am not doing myself a favor by editing it. But I will say that her Marvel speech, her speech really in the film is one of the best Marvel cinematic speeches in the history of Marvel. And you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch the film. It was just so compelling, so profound. It's kind of like right up there with the Bill Pullman speech from Independence Day. It was one of those moments in the film, and I just absolutely loved it. And she, in addition to that particular scene, gives just a really strong, groundbreaking performance. I mean, she's a very talented thespian, and she's proven herself as an award-worthy performer, that she's got the chops, and casting her in this role was just chef's finger kiss. Pedro Pascal definitely brought his A game to the film. Really, all of the actors, Joseph Quinn, Ebon did great. All of the actors brought their A game, but I think Vanessa really showed her strength and her role. I really love Julia Garner as Silver Surfer. I love the compelling story arc that we get from her character. Um, and I just really loved the cinematography and the visuals. I'm not going to go too deep with talking about performances because I feel like I'm about to go into spoiler territory. So now I'm shifting over to cinematography. The cinematography was just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. They look like panels from a comic book. Just like what we saw with Superman, where we just see these light, beautiful, bright colors. I mean, you've seen many scenes, you've seen many clips from Fantastic Four, The First Steps already. I'm saying the title so wrong, and probably many of you guys will probably be saying it wrong too. The Fantastic Four First Steps. You've seen many of the clips online already with this beautiful, bright aesthetic, retro aesthetic to it. We see that play throughout the film. And then it's sort of also, okay, I'm not even going to say that because I don't want to say too much, but I'll just say that, you see it's something out of like Life magazine, right? We see those moments from these old pages from magazines of like the early 50s and 60s, sort of kind of giving credence and showing love to that era and that look. Again, that aesthetic that is depicted in a lot of the moments and scenes, and it's even heavily illustrated in the film. The film does have two post-credit scenes, or technically a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene at the end, so stick around to the very end. Do not get up out of the theater and leave once the mid-credit scene is over, because there's a scene at the very end of the credits that you can watch. And that's it. I'm going to keep it very short because, again, I don't want to get into spoilers, but this was an amazing film. Great music, great performances, great cinematography. I plan on seeing it again. I just loved it. Again, I love the science of it all. I feel like they get really deep into the jargon of what the science is, and for the people that are into that, or even into the comic, I think you're going to really appreciate that. And if you're not into the comics, if you're more of a casual viewer, I think you'll still enjoy that and still love it for what that is, because I did not read Fantastic Four comics, so I still really respected and love what the material and what the script brought as just a casual fan and viewer. So yeah, Fantastic Four, First Steps, 100% loved it. I plan on seeing it again. I think you guys are going to love it. And I look forward to seeing everybody talking about it on social media for like days, weeks, over and over, who their favorite characters were. Talking about Galactus. Galactus was great. I don't think I even brought Galactus up, but Galactus was a moment, and so much more. And yeah, that's it. I got to keep it short because yeah, I do not want to spoil this one for you. All right, that's it. That's my reaction. See you next time. Bye.